Welcome to the Wake Up Dad Show. This is episode number 19.
Wake up, Dad!
Are you confused and overwhelmed about your role in all the craziness that is being a dad? Are you struggling to create the life you hope for? Are you looking for other dads to share your struggles and your triumphs? Or do you just need help waking up in the morning? Join your host, Dr. Scott Vatcher, as he explores the amazing and sometimes crazy world of being a dad. This is the Wake Up Dad Show.
Hey Dad, and welcome to another episode of the Wake Up Dad Show. This show is dedicated to you, the dad who wants more. More success, time, health, fitness, connection, passion, and all-around awesomeness. I'm your host, Dr. Scott, and on today's episode, I'm going to talk to you about inheritance. Now, when you hear that word inheritance, you probably think, oh, it's what dead people leave behind to, other people, whether it be their spouse, their kids, or anyone else that they put into their will and leave stuff behind. And usually it's, money or property, possessions of some sort, jewelry, furniture, whatever the case is. And you would not believe the amount of times I've heard that the people who are left behind get into arguments about that. They get into arguments about what they're entitled to. Oh, I thought I was going to get the house, but I thought I was going to get the house. When in reality, none of that really matters. And that's not the type of inheritance I'm even talking about here. Really, when I'm talking about inheritance, it's what are you going to leave behind for your kids when you're gone? And I'm not talking about the house or the money or the car or whatever the case is. I'm talking about real stuff, the important stuff, the values that you instill into your kids, to leave our kids some money or, to help them invest. But I don't want to leave it for when I'm dead and not see what they are going to do with it. If it comes to money and some type of inheritance, I want to be around to help them make decisions about what they're going to do with it. But about the values, that is such the important part. And I've done another podcast on values, so go back and listen to that one, because values really are about what is the most important thing in your life. And it all comes back to what are you doing? Because that's where you put your time, your energy, and your money is in your values. And they may not be what you want them to be. So these values are so important to instill in your kids. And it doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen because you said it once. It really comes back to what are you doing? What are your values? Because it's really, really difficult to instill different values in your kids than you have yourself. So if you don't value your physical body, if you don't eat well and you don't exercise, and your kids see that all the time, every day, in and out, the takeaway meals, the processed foods, the eating on the run, the eating too much, the not exercising, the sitting on the couch, the stiffness and problems and soreness that come up because you're not taking care of yourself, what do you think the likely outcome are going to be for your kids? I think it's pretty obvious for the most part. Do as they do, not as they see. So basically what I'm saying is, not only for yourself, Dad, do you want to be doing your best in all 5 P's. Remember, purpose, leaving a legacy. That's what this episode is about. But also power, because that's where your legacy comes from and allows you to be here longer to fulfill your purpose. Parenting, of course, instilling proper values, because what type of parents do you want your kids to be? Number 4, providing. If you have a scarcity mentality, if you think money is the root of all evil, then what do you think that's going to instill? What's going to be your inheritance around money when it comes to your kids? And passion. Kids will see and they will do as they see. So if they see a broken marriage where you fight all the time with your partner and you don't get along and it's a constant struggle all the time, what do you think that shows your kids as far as what a relationship should be? So guys, remember, the 5 P's is what it all comes down to, and what are you going to leave behind for your kids? What is their inheritance going to be? So that's the dad work for this episode, guys. Have a look at which area of the 5 P's are you thinking you're struggling the most with, not only for yourself, but for what you're passing on to your kids. And that's the one to focus on over the next few days. Look at the 5 P's, which one needs to be addressed specifically for the inheritance to your kids. So that's it for this episode, guys. Dr. Scott signing off. And remember, dads, let's keep becoming better dads together.
Do you want to know more about the Wake Up Dad movement? Go to www.thewakeupdadshow.com to download any and all past issues of the show, claim your free gift, or to directly ask Dr. Scott any questions you have. Continue the conversation on the Facebook group Wake Up Dad. Share this podcast with other dads on iTunes or Google Play. Make sure to subscribe to the show and give us a rating so we can reach more dads. And dads, one last thing. Wake up!